This week on Rangeless, we're on the island of Lombok, Indonesia. This is quite possibly my favorite island in all of Indonesia, and some of it might do with I did live here for quite a while. Now, this island is known for beautiful beaches, incredible surf breaks, jungles, Mount Rinjani, and waterfalls. On the base of Mount Rinjani, which is an active volcano, and from my understanding, the largest mountain in all of Indonesia, and locals have told me that it will sometimes snow on the top of Mount Rinjani, which is insane, and I haven't seen it, but they've said it, so I'm just going to believe them.
Around the base of Rinjani are countless waterfalls. So while we explore Central Lombok today, we're going to take a journey to the stunning Benang Stokel waterfalls. Back when I was living on Lombok, I volunteered at a hostel that took groups out to see the falls once to twice a week, and I would join them pretty much weekly because I loved it so much. So when we came back to Lombok, I knew that I couldn't miss a chance to bring Ryan to one of my favorite spots, and honestly, I couldn't recommend this spot highly enough for anyone who's planning a trip to Lombok.
Let's go see what Ryan's doing and if he's ready to go.
Ready to go explore the
Look
waterfall?
at your mustache.
Oh. I'll be back 1 minute.
Just leave. He's like, bye.
I might have overestimated how much this is going to fit.
Yes.
I think so too.
You do that every time with the under the bike.
Toast.
We opted to rent our own motorbike, which is about $5 a day here in Lombok, to drive out ourselves. It's about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive because of traffic. But the last bit of it, when we start getting closer to Rinjani, should be a lot of rice fields and really pretty.
Nice. All right. Ready to go?
I'm ready.
Benang Kalambu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Cool.
I thought it was the other one. It was 3 hours away.
No.
Head north.
All right.
We need to get petrol.
Yeah.
1 bottle? 2 bottles, I think.
We're in Kuta, Lombok, which is probably where you're going to stay when you visit Lombok as well. And filling up here may look a little bit different than back at home. And I remember being so freaking nervous the first time I came to Lombok and had to get petrol in my scooter by myself. But honestly, don't waste your time with being nervous. The people of Lombok are so kind and helpful. Just when you're going down the road, look for the glass bottles full of green liquid. And how much do you get? For reference, 2 of these glass bottles is going to fill about half of your scooter tank, and you're going to get further than you think because the gas mileage is pretty good. And how much are you going to pay? The prices are going to vary, but it shouldn't run you more than a few bucks.
How much is it?
1,000.
Petrol secured, ready to go. We got like half a tank.
Yeah.
Should be plenty.
Okay.
Good?
I'm good.
All right, let's go.
If all of this feels a little overwhelming for you and renting a motorbike just isn't really your speed, you can go ahead and jump on one of the many tours that are going to bring you up to the waterfalls. Or if you want something a little bit more private, go ahead and hire a private driver for the day. Your accommodation can help you set everything up. And personally, I recommend not pre-booking online before you get there anyway, because you're going to find a better deal in person. And additionally, you're going to be able to check the weather forecast and pick out the best days to do whatever activities it is that you want to do.
This is the area of traffic that I was talking about earlier. It's really only going to be in one area. It's going to be in and around Praia. There's a lot of government buildings down here. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's one of their major cities.
Yeah.
But once you get out of Praia, you shouldn't worry about any more traffic, for the most part.
As we worked our way through the city, the roads became less and less crowded, buildings further apart, and before we knew it, we turned a corner and found ourselves surrounded. I don't know what it is about rice fields, but I find them breathtaking. The water slightly glistening onto the vivid green shoots, the occasional sound of a frog or fish flashing through the water, or the way that people have manipulated and worked with the land to create these different and precise areas. I find it all just beautiful.
So I know a lot of people don't really understand how rice grows. And there's a really good example here, so I'm gonna show you and explain it to you. This behind me is more mature rice. You can see on the top, it almost looks like wheat. That is the rice. So when they harvest it, they pull it all out and they beat the top of it by hand if that's how they're doing the rice. I'm sure there's more mechanical ways now. But you pull it out, you beat the top, the rice comes away from the stalks and the other bit, and there's your rice. Now the younger rice, you know it's not ready because it's just green. So those are like those beautiful, beautiful rice paddies that you see. And this is what it looks like after they harvest it. They tie it together and pull it out. Growing rice.
After our side quest to the rice paddy, we continue through the village towards the national park. You're at this point about 20 minutes away from the park entrance, so you just keep heading there. Keep in mind, as you get closer and closer to the park, the roads are going to get a little bit dicey, but they're fine. As you enter the park, people are going to be out trying to wave you into their lots. Just kindly keep heading towards the ranger station because you're still a little bit far.
We just got here, and yeah, typical of everywhere you go, there's always a bunch of locals like waving you into different spots of the park. I guess everyone gets to charge for their own little section. But yeah, the office is just up to the right. And I think we have to sign in before we go out and find a guide. That's what we're gonna do now.
Yeah. Hello.
I want to tell you first about our place, guys, because we open 4 waterfalls, including 2 hidden waterfalls. It's more quiet than this one.
Okay.
It's 1.5 hours by walking.
Okay.
But you can go up there with your scooter. Do you come with scooter?
Yeah.
You go directly to the part 1, 10 minutes from here with scooter. And then from the part 1, you have to walk 10 minutes more to the 2 hidden waterfalls. It's more quiet, I told you before, because we made it for local. But from here to the 2 hidden waterfalls, you have to cross a little bit river. It's around a 6-meter long river, but it's shallow river.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's mean a little bit hard track for this one. But somebody like that will accompany you. Closest one, this one only is 60 per person. But if you see 2, it's 90 per person. But for all of them, it's 120 per person.
120 per person.
For all of them. So depend on you. You go with our father, yeah?
Hello. 120 person see all 4, or 60 to just see 1, 90 to see 2. So you might as well just see all 4 if you have a scooter.
Yeah, because if you don't have a scooter, it's about an hour and a half trek to get to the far.
That's the only way I've done it.
Oh, okay.
Is
So
trekking all the way in.
the scooters.
I've never taken the scooter and I've only ever trekked all the way in.
Okay. All right. Our scooter here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll follow you. Okay.
All right, we're following him.
Our guide went ahead and had me jump on the back of his bike. The road ahead was quite bumpy and even washed away in some areas.
You better get it going tonight. Don't wanna miss it like I did every time.
That was a lot of fun. We just rode like 10, 15 minutes on a dirt track in. I liked it.
I've never done that before. I've always hiked in, but I've always been with a group. So when I used to come here, like literally once a week for, I don't even know how long in my life, I was volunteering at a hostel. So I'd come with the groups to see the waterfall. And because there was like up to 20 people, sometimes we never took the scooters in, we did the whole hike. So that was a whole new experience. Fun one.
So all the water from the waterfalls is all spring water from Mount Rinjani.
You know what that means? Cold.
It's gonna be cold. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. That's cool. Look, it's coming right out of the. It looks like it's coming out of the bush.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within, calling. This heavy load got under your skin, hauling. You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors.
I should have known better. It is so packed today, but that's because it's Saturday and it's a holiday. And we came kind of late too, so. We hike in, but it's not like a back situation. We hike like in a loop, so we won't come back here. This waterfall has like a few pools and stuff you can go swimming at. There's a fly on me. So we should do that and like enjoy it. Unfortunately, I can't go in the water because last time I was here, you could wear anything, it was no big deal. But now there's a sign that says no bikinis. I didn't wear the right swim stuff. And I know better. Like, that's a rookie mistake. It's just that I've been here before and that wasn't the rule then. But it is the rule now, so. No swimming in this one for me. But maybe some of the other waterfalls, when there's not so many people, might be okay for me to get in the water. It's a disappointment, but I have already swam here, so it's not too bad.
Ryan would have to persevere on a solo mission. While Ryan played in the waterfalls, it began to rain. Not hard at first. So we decided to head further into the jungle in search of more waterfalls.
Just started raining really hard, so we had to put all the stuff away. We're filming on the GoPro now because it's coming down hard. I got all the stuff in the dry bag, but we're on the way to the next one. Hopefully the rain clears up. I'm here, I'm living, I'm loving it. Oh, here's the pipe you were talking about. Wow. We're climbing over a water pipe, our main water. I don't know how many towns it feeds, but it's a big pipe. Must be a lot.
The rain only started to fall harder with every passing moment. Water began collecting on the jungle floor underneath our feet, turning the ground into this muddy mix that often came up to our ankles, making it hard to even walk. This hike is challenging to begin with due to the thick vegetation, fast elevation gains, and uneven terrain. Add the downpour to this already difficult hike, and it was hard to keep your feet underneath you. And what we haven't even mentioned yet is over the past week, Ryan's been fighting Bali belly, so he was really beginning to struggle. When luckily, we got to our next waterfall.
Double knot and everything. Up the way, there's no bikinis allowed, so I don't want to lose it down here. It's raining so hard. Look at that, just got dancing. Oh, that's cold. I'm losing my baby. As much fun as that was, it's time for the next waterfall. Time for the next waterfall. What are you doing? Oh yeah, I've just been walking with them.
Mine don't come out.
Mine neither. Builds character, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
I made that up.
I know you did. You make up a lot of stuff.
What? Me?
Morale and spirits are high on the way to the next falls. Even with the rocks in our shoes and the nearly vertical incline ahead of us, the sun peeping through the leaves in the trees above was enough to keep us happy. And it wasn't long until we reached our next destination.
This is the windy one, not the last one, this one.
This falls is my favorite. Every time I've been there, there's barely anybody around, if anyone at all, because it's a challenge to get to. And when you finally make it, it's such a reward. Surrounded by rocks and vegetation, it feels like crawling into a portal towards a mystical land, a different world, a new dimension. The sheer force from the falls itself is so strong, and it's an experience unlike anything else. The sounds of the falls themselves, your own voice and footprints and splashes into the water, the vibrations engulf you. Creating a sensation that nothing else exists. It wasn't over yet. We still had one more waterfall on our list to see. If you hike in, this will be the first waterfall you'll see, but because we rode our motorbikes in, this was our last falls, and I have never seen it like this. It's usually this like small trickle down, but because of all of the rain, it was flowing. There was so much water and it was so brown. On our hike out, we saw park rangers there as well, and I don't think they have seen it like that too often either, because as we were leaving, they were letting nobody else down because they were afraid that flash floods were coming.
Ready to hike on out of here?
Yep.
Let's hike on out. I got an umbrella. I think they're kicking everyone out over here. I think there's too much water.
The hike out was much easier because we did go in a loop, so it wasn't nearly as long or treacherous as the hike in.
We made it. We made it out.
Oh, made it back. Oh, it's a little bit hard of a climb, but I've been very sick for the last few days.
Yeah.
So I'm struggling a little bit today. That road's gonna be a lot more slippery going back up now.
I got on the bike with him.
With him, yeah.
The rain had turned the only road back into a treacherous ride. Full of puddles of unknown depths and slippery mud, I was nervous about the potential of falling or someone dropping a bike. The weather had turned our once fun ride into a potentially hazardous situation.
We made it back up. There's still one more waterfall for us to see, but it is dumping right now. So we stopped at a restaurant.
Just for a bite to eat.
For a bite to eat. It's our guide's family. Most of the guides here is families or related or cousin or someone has one of the little restaurants here. They're not wildly overly priced compared to anything else. They're just slightly more expensive for the convenience purpose, but
Yeah, it's not bad.
it's not bad. Sad beige dishes.
Very sad.
So far from what we normally. My stomach's fine, by the way. I could have went in, but
I don't want to do that right now. I just want to eat some rice and some french fries, and that's it.
Ryan hasn't eaten literally in days, so wow.
That's the first bite of real food this week, I think.
You had the rolls.
That's not real. Those were sweet rolls. Hello. Dessert.
We took our time with lunch, trying to wait out the worst of the rain. When we felt like we saw a break in the storm, we took the opportunity to jump back on our bike and head towards Kuta, because we still had at least an hour-and-a-half ride back to our accommodation.
I think they were kicking everyone out of that waterfall that we were at because flash flood.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
That's what it
There's a bunch of cops down there.
There's so many, and they
And
were
they
all,
started whistling at people.
yeah, and they were standing there just looking at the waterfall when we got there.
Yeah, I think it floods, and it was about to flood.
Yeah, and they were like, get them out before there's a flash flood.
And people are stuck.
That's not a good look.
Yeah.
I think once we get out of this area, I think it might stop raining.
Hopefully.
For a while, the rain did lighten up. As we retraced our steps through the outer village and towards the rice fields, there were even moments that the sun peeked through. And we thought that we were in the clear. We were wrong.
We missed a turn.
With such such heavy rain and flooded roads, there was no safe way for us to keep the phone out to look at the directions. So Ryan just did his best to keep us safely on the road towards Kuta the best way we could, but we had to keep pulling over to re-pull up the directions.
200 meters, turn right.
Yep.
How far are we, like 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't think my rain jacket is waterproof anymore.
No, probably not. They don't last forever. Alright.
Oh yeah, there's another one. Cool. Yeah, I haven't seen that before. Every celebration goes with a parade.
Oh yeah?
Weddings, circumcisions,
Everything.
everything gets a parade.
Wow.
We made it.
We made it.
I don't know how long it took us, but we made it. I want to go get dry and change.
Yeah.
Wow, it's clean!
Wow. That's nice.
That's nice. This has been our abode. We got our bathing suits on, and when we walked by, I could feel how warm the water was. You ready, Rye? Oh yeah, the water is warm. It is? Yeah, it's warmer than outside. 1, 2, 3. It's like I thought I could touch there and couldn't. It's like a hot tub.
It's really warm.
We are showered
Yeah.
and done. We're so tired. It was such a long day.
Got my cup noodles.
We are doing cup noodles for dinner. That's it. That's about all Ryan's stomach can handle. That's it for this week.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.